The honourable member for Fisher.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I firstly want to acknowledge the member for Fowler who has brought this motion today, and it's a very important one. Our men and women who serve this country in blue, and in fact all our emergency service workers are I won't use the term heroes because it's so overused these days, but we thank them for their service. We rightly give so much emphasis to our men and women who wear khaki for the work and the service that they do to this country and they give to this country. But we don't recognise enough the service that our emergency service workers give, and in particular our police. So I want to join in the chorus in acknowledging Police Remembrance Day on the 29th of September this year, as we do every year. And I hope that this year I'll be able to join with my local constabulary on the 29th of September in my own electorate and take part in those proceedings that we will have to recognise and remember those who have fallen in the service of their communities. Mr Deputy Speaker, the Queensland Police Service motto is "With honour we serve," and that is I think in difficult times you should always go back to your roots. Whether it doesn't matter what job you're in, you should always go back to your roots, always go back to why you're in this job in the first place. And for the police, for all those men and women who are out there serving today, go back to your roots, go back to your motto. With honour we serve in Queensland. In Victoria, it's Tenez Ledroit, Latin for uphold the right. Those are two great mottos that serve as a remembrance to all serving men and women as to why they do what they do and why they continue to put themselves in harm's way to protect their community. We acknowledge those men and women who have died in service of their community, and in particular I want to acknowledge Senior Constable David Masters, who was killed in Queensland in June this year. Selfishly, I was driving back from Brisbane Airport that very morning, and we got diverted. The traffic was just unbelievable. It was what normally is an hour-and-a-half drive, took me about 4 hours to get home. And I got diverted off the Bruce Highway, and I was selfishly thinking, what's going on here? And I turned the radio on and learnt that Senior Constable David Masters had been killed as a result of being struck by a stolen vehicle that very morning. And a profound sense of grief overcame me that here I was complaining about being, my travel being disrupted for a few hours, and this young man had lost his life in the service of his community. And it's a poignant reminder of the dangers that these men and women put themselves in. And it's not just the deaths that impact on upon our police service and emergency service workers. It's, as the member for Richmond just indicated, it's the PTSD and the mental health problems that many suffer as a result of their service. I've worked closely with members of the QPS, in particular one of my mates from the surf club, the Alex Surf Club, who was a scenes of crime officer, and he has shared with me the unbelievable sorrow that he carries with him as a result of his many, many years as a scenes of crime officer. What those men and women are exposed to on a daily basis, most people could not even imagine, let alone live through. I want to acknowledge Superintendent of North Coast Region Craig Hawkins, Jason Overland, Inspector Jason Overland, whom I have very good relationships with locally. I want to acknowledge the member for Wide Bay, the member for Cowper, the Minister for Defence, the member for Richmond, and the Assistant Minister for Customs, Community Safety and Multicultural Affairs for their service to their communities around this great country. And again, I want to thank the member for Fowler for bringing this very, very important motion.
Order. The